Hey friends, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. So today is April 1st. It is spring. I'm calling it spring. I put everything up on my fence. I've got my patio furniture out with the exception of the cushions. I've uncovered all of my stuff and we're planting gardens. So I thought I would actually bring you along to kind of talk about how to plant a cottage garden successfully. So I am doing a flower garden. It's not going to be extensive. It's going to be from this pad here all the way to where the wishing well is here. So this is kind of a dead space. I had some apple trees here on the little platforms that are no longer here. And this is really hard to upkeep. It's really hard to get a lawnmower through here. A lot of the places doesn't even really grow proper grass. So it's really just kind of a dead space. And with our patio furniture right here and just this natural kind of space, I am really going to try and make it inviting this year. So over here on the other side, we have a couple hostas that grow with the decorative rocks. And I'm kind of just try to tie that in over here with a cottage garden and, do some pots and stuff and just really make this a beautiful space to sit in. So I thought, what a great place to put a cottage garden. So let's talk about the top 3 things you want to consider when you are planning any type of cottage garden where you have flowers. So the first thing you want to look at is the amount of light that your plants are going to get in a day, because that matters drastically with any type of flower or perennial plant that you're putting in, is whether it is a shade loving or a sun loving plant. So in this particular space here that I have, it does get a lot of morning sun, but come afternoon, it's pretty shaded out by the gazebo. So I am not going to pick any type of plant that needs full blasting sun all day, because it's not going to thrive in this spot. It will still grow, it's just not going to live its best life. And it's the same thing. I'm not going to pick a fully shaded plant to go here because it does get quite a bit of sun in the morning and it's not going to do its best either. So when you are looking online or at books and you're picking things out, keep that in mind as to what kind of sun your space gets. A really good idea is to actually take a day or two and watch the sun patterns. I've actually done it at the side of my house before because I planted rhubarb and I didn't know if it was going to get enough sun over there. So I actually went out once an hour with a popsicle stick and marked off where the sun was. So just a suggestion is to, kind of watch for a couple days and see what kind of sun that your space is getting so you can make those decisions. The second thing is to understand annual versus perennial. So there is one in between called biennial, but when you're first starting out, annual versus perennial is the easiest way to start. So you have to decide, do you want to make it a space where every single year you're going to plant something different? Because if so, you want something that is annual and that only grows annually in your area. So find out what your zone is, because that's going to matter when you're picking things out, and find out if each flower or plant is an annual or a perennial. If it's a perennial, that means when we plant it, it's going to come back every year if it's suitable to your zone. And what I mean by that is a perennial will tell you usually on the tag or when you are looking it up online if it's perennial for what zone. So for example, I am zone 6A 6/6B. So when I'm looking for perennials, I don't want something that's perennial to a zone 10. A zone 10 is like Florida, and it's not going to be perennial for me. It's going to die the minute my harsh winter hits it and it becomes minus 30 degrees outside. So I am looking for a perennial for, say, zones 3 to 8. I fall within 3 to 8 because I'm number 6. So that would be perfect. So make sure you decide, do I want to plant something every single year and change this up? Or do I want to plant something that's perennial, plant it in the ground, have it grow, and never have to worry about it again? It'll be super hands off. All I have to do is water. And that's what I'm going to try to do with this space. I'm going to do as much perennial as I can, and then maybe mix in a little bit of annual every year, just for a pop of color or something different. That leads me to the third, and in my opinion, one of the most important things when you are dealing with perennials. So if you've decided you want to plant something and never think about it again, awesome. what you need to make sure when you are researching your plants is how the plant grows. I don't know how many times, specifically in my front garden, I have not done the research on how a plant grows, and it either gets too tall, it gets too bushy and overtakes everything, or it creeps underground and pops up in places I don't want it to. So there are different ways that the plant can grow. It can grow above ground and just have like a regular root system, or it can grow underground and have a bulbing system. And a bulb is where you would just, it would typically, like a dahlia, for example, it grows bulbs underneath. And then there's a third one that creates rhizomes. Rhizomes can be a nightmare. What rhizomes do is they start growing and then they start tunneling everywhere. So for example, I have something out front called Zabina Maldiva. It's part of the marshmallow family. Gorgeous flowers. Was so excited to plant it. And I did. And I planted it here. And then next year, all of a sudden, it started popping up there and there and there and there. Because what it had done, it had rhizomed all underneath the ground because I didn't do my proper research. And it started growing everywhere. And it's invasive. And it started overtaking everything. And it was taking out my other plants that I had spent a lot of money on to plant. So 3 most important things when you are doing that. So make sure you are finding out what zone you're in to decide whether you want to do perennials or annuals. So you're not wasting your money when you're buying perennials, and you know what zone you're in so that you know what plants to buy. Make sure your space is properly surveyed so you know whether the plant is going to thrive or not in your area. And the third and most important, in my opinion, is find out how it grows. So follow me along on my channel if you want, and you can see where this is going to go. Like I said, I'm going to do mostly perennials, I think, in here with a splash of annual, and we'll get it going soon. I'm going to actually grab a thing right now. It's been really wet, and take off this top layer of grass and start kind of turning this soil over. Get some compost in is a great start if you're doing a cottage garden. They always love compost. Everything loves compost. And yeah, we will talk to you soon. Don't forget decorations, wishing wells, little trinkets. Make it pretty. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.